Hey everybody, we're back and we are going to progress on our breathing exercise for today. So one thing I wanted to go over with the breathing is that we are trying to get the 360 breathing. So what I mean by that is we're going to be expanding at our stomach out in front, to the side and behind us. And as we are breathing as well, we're trying to do limited chest breathing and trying to use as little neck as possible. One thing I just wanted to talk about, I know we did some where we were just laying on the ground last week. So I was doing it earlier this week, and I noticed like when I would take very big breaths in, I could feel my neck would start tensing up, and I'd be using these muscles as opposed to just using that big belly breath. So if that happens to you, just breathe to the point where like inhale as much as you can up until you start using your neck or your chest to breathe in. So when we're doing those ones where we're laying on the ground, if you just keep a hand on your chest, or you can even feel it. I felt it in my neck when I would breathe in, like my neck would start tensing up. I knew I was taking too much of a big breath in as opposed to just expanding within our stomach. So moving forward, we're going to just do one breathing exercise today. It's going to be kind of a little step up progression from where we were at before last week. So with this, we actually only have to do one side. Like usually when you do an exercise, you do two sides, but from a PRI standpoint and some other science, like you really theoretically only need to do one side. It's not going to hurt if you end up doing both, but just doing it on your right hand side is going to be the most beneficial. So how we're going to get in this position is we're going to be kind of like you're sitting down like you're watching TV, and then we're going to kind of rotate to our right side. I'm going to try to stay as turned forward as possible. Right now I have a weight right next to me. If you have like a book that you want to set, something that's up a little bit higher, if you can go on the ground, that's fine. My arms are a little bit shorter, so it makes it a little bit more difficult for me to do this properly. So I like having something a little higher to push up into, so the weight will do just fine for this. We have our legs bent, both my right leg and my left leg are bent. Doesn't really matter my left leg how much, if I have it bent just at 90 or if it comes kind of all the way back towards your butt. That's not as important. The one thing we want to try to do here is we're going to try to rotate forward, so I'm staying square here, and I'm going to have, for my first motion, I have my hand on this, on my weight, and I have the back of it right in line with my hip, and it's about a foot away. So we don't want it too far away where I would be out here, or too close. So about a foot away is kind of that marker for you. And then from here, we want to try to create some space in between my right hip and my right rib cage. So you can see I'm kind of pushing, and I'm pushing myself straight upright. So I'm starting to feel a little stretch on my right hand side right here. As I'm doing that, I'm thinking about compressing. So I'm almost thinking about hiking my left hip up and my left rib cage down. So I got my right hip lengthened, my right side lengthened, my left side is going to be kind of pressed down, compressed against each other. And that's what I'm using, that's what I'm using this weight for. So I'm getting a little bit extra of that force to kind of expand this right hand side. Then from here, I'm going to slightly rotate towards my left, just a little bit. And now from here, I'm going to work on taking big belly breaths in and out. So I'm taking that big belly breath in. And then exhale through the mouth. So that's in through the nose. And exhale. So some people, usually when we've done this, I've had some people, they'll feel that pressure build up kind of in that right hand side. Some people might feel it cramping up in that left hand side. That's okay. We just want to try and make sure that we're going through this. And then we want to make sure as we're doing this, we're not losing our position at all. If anything, I'm rotating a little bit more to my left if I can. Now, as you can tell, I'm not doing like a big rotation like this because now I'm just losing all my position within my trunk. I want to make sure that my left rib cage is basically only going down and I'm rotating slightly over. Now again, I can tell if I take too big of a breath in, I start to have my chest rise, I can feel my neck gets a little tense, so I just want to do whatever I can that keeps that within my stomach. And exhale. So you can do that for up to a minute, 2 minutes. You can count by breath. If you just want to do 8 breaths, that's fine as well. That's just another exercise that you can do for our breathing that'll help kind of just relax the body. I know a lot of us get tense either up in our traps, up in our chest. Focus on those big belly breaths just to kind of help us relax and put us in a better position. If we do these things properly, usually that'll help us put our body in a little bit better position as well. So that's something that you guys can try on your own.